Good morning. I managed to sleep in just a little bit, so that was very needed, and I'm glad. But I woke up this morning to a very foggy morning. This is the first foggy morning of the trip, and I'm going to be spending, the next 3 months along the river, so this will be pretty common. But this is some pretty thick stuff, so I'm going to just slowly pack up camp and hope the sun burns it off before I got to head downriver. Just had a deer run across the river as I was packing up camp. So it's about 8 o'clock now, and I'm half packed up. I'm about to make breakfast. I've got about 12 miles, roughly, of fast-flowing river to get down to Fort Benton Canoe Campground. So I'm looking forward to that this morning. I'm still pretty sore. For breakfast, I have a pretty cool one. It's Stowaway Gourmet Berry Yogurt Parfait. So you just add cold water to this powder, it turns it into Greek yogurt, and then you add granola and fruit to it, and it's pretty good. So I'm going to do that for breakfast along with coffee. Going to get everything else packed up and head down the river. And there's a deer running by just on the other side of the tent. Okay, it's like 8:45. I'm fully packed. I took it pretty easy this morning. Been eating breakfast. The yogurt parfait is actually really good. It's really surprising. You just add water to this powder and it turns into really good yogurt. But other than that, we're just gonna slowly go down the river. I plan to take it easy. I'm pretty tired from these past couple days. And get to Fort Benton. Hopefully we got some pretty scenery today. There's a bald eagle sitting right up on like a little point of dirt. And another one right next to it. It's really cool, sitting here just watching the river. So the fog's mostly gone. It's still pretty cloudy, but that's never a bad thing. Stay out of the sun a little more. There's like thousands of birds that have built nests into these like dirt walls. So that's pretty cool. And all the fog is cleared up and it's turning into a beautiful day. I'm enjoying the current. So like every single spot here has like a bird martin nest or some kind of bird nest. But these hills are still really, really cool. There's hardly any trees here. It's all mostly just like scrub brush up on the hills, but still absolutely beautiful. So I've got like green rolling hills on this side, and this side has these crazy cliffs that are absolutely beautiful. Very much more like sparse desert feel to this section, even though I'm going down a river. It's really interesting. Okay, so I thought I'd talk about some of the apps that I use while going down the river. So I mostly use Google Maps. Even without service, Google Maps now will show you where you are, and you can pull up like satellite view of the terrain around you, which is really handy. And another one I use is Garmin Explorer on occasion. It's the one that comes with the Garmin InReach Mini 2, which is a satellite communicator that I have, which has a SOS button. If I get in trouble and I have no service, I can press that and it'll connect me with emergency services. And another app that I use is windy.com. It just kind of shows a map of the general area and what the wind is doing on like a larger scale. Another one is River app. I was shown that at the Missouri River Bar and Grill by a guy, and it just kind of shows you. It has all the flow data for the river, and it pulls it up into one spot, which is nice. And it just shows the last 2 days of what the river's been doing, like the cubic feet per minute of water flowing down the river. And lastly, yesterday I was shown by the guy that I stayed on his property, Merlin Bird ID. So it's a really cool app that when you open it up, it'll record using the microphones, and it'll listen to any birds, and it'll tell you exactly what those birds are, and it'll pull up a information about them, and it'll show you their other calls, and it's really cool. So I can just press a button and be like, that was a weird bird call, and then have it listen, and it'll tell me exactly what it was. So I think that's a pretty cool app, and yeah, so far that's kind of what I've been using. So I'm just floating along, enjoying the views. I'm not really pedaling much, just letting the current take me down the river, and it is just a beautiful day. Had the first boat go by. Haven't seen one of those in a while. I've been seeing mule deer and whitetail all over the place here. They're just hard to film because most of them run as soon as they see you. There's a little bit of rough water. It's probably the roughest I've seen since Carter Ferry, but very easy to avoid. But yeah, I'm not sure I want to go through there. Luckily, I was able to go right around it. So it's 11 now, and I'm slowly just drifting down with the current, and these hills are still absolutely awesome. Been a lot of bald eagles on this section. He's got a fish. That's really cool. So these cliffs just keep on going, and they are absolutely beautiful. So I believe the campground is just around the next turn. So I'm looking forward to that. It's about 11:30 now. And we'll see what the campground has to offer. So I've been told that this campground is a little bit hard to get to. You got to stay left up here, and it's just a little like side path of the river you got to go down to get to this campground. So we'll see how this goes. So I went ahead and pulled the drive because it is about a foot deep here so far, but we're just slowly cruising down this little part of the river. So far good. You might be able to hear my rudder dragging just a little bit. It sticks down about a foot. I'll retract it if it gets too bad. Okay, it's gotten shallow a couple times. I'm just hand paddling this section, but it's still very navigable. So we're just slowly getting our way down this section. It is still flowing, so that's good. This is pretty slow moving through this little side channel, but it's really enjoyable. Definitely a nice little change of scenery. You actually have to paddle a little bit, so it's pretty cool. Okay, I think I'm nearly there, and there's some beautiful cliffs on the other side of the river, and I'm just in this small channel on the other side of the island, and I think the campground should be right around this corner. So it looks like there is an inlet here from the rest of the river. So if you want to skip the little lazy river section that I went through, you definitely can. But I enjoyed that, so I'm not too upset about going through there. Google Maps did show that was there, but I just didn't want a chance that it was gone by the time I got here, and I'd have to backtrack. So that might be the campground over there, so we're gonna go check it out. So this is what the campground looks like. It's a set of like wooden rock-filled steps. I've got the boat along shore here, staked down, and we're gonna go check out the campground. Alright, so here's camp. There's a pit toilet with power and water and a trash can right there. The kayak is down at the river at the moment. The boat ramp is pretty non-existent. So I'm debating on whether or not it's worth the effort to drag the boat up here. I am tentatively planning to stay tomorrow also here, and if that is the case, I probably would like to get the boat up here, but we'll see. So I'm gonna get camp set up and go from there. Okay, so I got my tent set up here at the site. I'm slowly bringing all my stuff up, and now I'm gonna see about getting the boat up out of the water. Okay, well, I had a first. There was a camper up here, and I was talking to them, and their son had already seen my channel before. So that's kind of crazy that it's, spreading. It's a good thing. So, but yeah. So in other news, my plan is to get this boat up there. It's not going to be easy, but it's okay. You just go slow, and it'll all be fine. So I'm thinking, without wheels, I drag it up beside this board, up onto the grass, and then once I get it up there on flat ground, I can put the wheels on and roll it over to camp. I probably wouldn't bother if I wasn't planning to stay tomorrow also, but I'd like to spend some time in Fort Benton here, and my legs need a break from paddling all day. And this is supposed to be kind of a vacation, so I'm gonna enjoy this town hopefully, and we'll see what happens. Whew, so the boat's up there. The same campers that I was talking about actually came over and helped me pull the boat up, so that was awesome. And they offered me their firewood, so I'll probably take them up on it. They're heading out, so now that the boat's up, just a matter of getting all this gear over to the campground. All right, so I got the boat over, and it's cable locked to the tree. So I'm going to get everything else set up. It's currently almost 2 o'clock. So by the time I get everything all set up and organized, it'll probably be about time to head into town and get some food. So we are right next to the fairgrounds here, but I was told that the town has a lot of like yellow bicycles that are just like free use throughout the town, and that maybe some of them would be at the campground, but there isn't any, so I'll have to walk into town the first time and see if I can find one, but that's okay. And there looks like there might be some lockers over there by the pit toilet. So there is a bike rack here, and along with some lockers. So, and there is the camp. Also very exciting is that there's an outlet right here, so I can get some power from there to charge everything. Okay, so I've got the kayak all locked up and the tent set up, and it's all ready in case it storms. I have been told, or I got a warning for a severe thunderstorm warning this evening. So I'm gonna head into town now. It's a short walk. All right, so some nice campers gave me a ride into town. That was absolutely awesome. So now we're here on Front Street, and I'm gonna see what I can find. So this is the Grand Union Hotel. I've told there is a restaurant, but it's pretty pricey, so I'm probably gonna keep going. So after asking around, there's usually a yellow bike kept at the campground, but there wasn't one. And if there isn't one, you have to go to the county public health building, and they're all here in a line. So I'm gonna grab one and hopefully use it tomorrow too. So the only bike that wasn't chained together is this 3-wheeler, so I guess I'm taking it, and we'll see how this goes. Not well, apparently. Here we go. And we're off. Okay, so there's a kind of a walk bridge across the Missouri River here. But a couple things that happened. I went to pick up this bike, and then I went to the Mexican restaurant here and got some really good fish tacos, so that was nice. Then I stopped at the River Market, which is a grocery store here, and I got just some snacks. And now I'm gonna head back to the campground because it's there's a storm that might possibly roll in, and I'd like to be back there before that happens, and I still gotta get today's video edited and uploaded. So that's the plan, and I'm gonna head back to the campground now. I definitely have not rode a bike very often in the past few years, so it's a different experience, but we're heading back to the campground now. Alright, so the bike's sitting here, camp's over there. I actually thought that the three-wheel bike was a little lame, but it'll actually be really nice tomorrow because there's a laundromat in town. So I intend to bring my bedding and all my clothes and actually wash them in a real washing machine. So that's looking forward to that. So that'll help hauling all that stuff into town. So it is currently 4:30. So I had a very early lunch, but slash supper, but that's okay. It was still really good. It's just about a mile to downtown Fort Benton from here, so that's not bad, especially on a bike. I do find it ironic that I'm taking a day off of paddling to let my legs heal, and I'm going to be biking around town all tomorrow. So that's kind of funny, but anyways, so I didn't film much of Fort Benton because I plan to do that tomorrow. So I had some good fish tacos, and now I'm ready to edit a video and post it. Okay, so I've got the video edited, and it's starting to upload. I've been eating chicken and a biscuit, which I got from the grocery store. And behind me, I just have some absolutely beautiful hills. So that's awesome. And yeah, it's been a very enjoyable but windy afternoon so far. There was a storm that kind of rolled right by us and didn't get too close, so that was nice. And that's it for now. I'm just having a relaxing afternoon. I took a 10-minute nap in the middle of editing because I got tired. And yeah, that's it so far. Okay, it's about 8 o'clock, and I decided to make some instant apple cider in my coffee cup, which is pretty good. And I'm just slowly cleaning up and getting ready for bed. Looking forward to a good night's rest. Hopefully my legs won't hurt too bad in the morning, and I'll have a good day exploring the town tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. There's also a laundromat. I think I mentioned that earlier. So I'm really looking forward to just getting everything clean. That'll be really nice. So yeah, it's a beautiful evening. The sun is setting over there. It's turned really clear, and it's really pretty here. Alright, so I got everything kind of cleaned up. And the sun's just about to set, so I think this will be a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video.